The franchise may have gone downhill with each sequel, but the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is arguably one of the better action-adventure movies ever made, and with Disney set to reboot the franchise, who should be cast in 2020? I'm Greg Elliott with Screen Rant, and here's how we think the Pirates of the Caribbean might be cast if done today.
Well, today is your lucky day, because I just happen to be Captain Jack Sparrow.
Now, like Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, fans are probably going to have a hard time accepting anybody else as Jack Sparrow, but a new Sparrow-esque character could definitely work if handled right. But for the sake of argument, if they had to, we'd love to see Kiwi actor and director Taika Waititi take it on. He does comedy super well, has that similar weird offbeat charm and swagger, and hey, he could even direct the film himself. Keira Knightley once described Elizabeth Swann as a 21st century girl in an 18th century world, which is definitely a vibe that the reboot should keep, and we think Anya Taylor-Joy from Emma and the Queen's Gambit would be perfect in an Elizabeth-esque role. Elizabeth's slow transition from high society woman to cutthroat pirate is one of the best parts of the original films and something that Taylor-Joy could definitely sink her teeth into. And given their different social classes, the relationship between Will and Elizabeth was your classic forbidden love story, but we think Orlando Bloom always played him a bit too posh, so our pick for a new Will would be John Boyega. He can play charming and lovable, and he's got action experience, and historically speaking, as pirates often liberated slave ships, a character like Will could easily have been a blacksmith slave rather than an apprentice, which would add a whole other level to that forbidden love dynamic.
So tell me, what's become of my ship?
Jeffrey Rush's Captain Barbossa is a hard performance to top, but we'd say that David Thewlis would be an excellent fit for the hammy and at times terrifying pirate captain. You might not know him much outside of Harry Potter, but Thewlis is a master of dark comedy who's willing to go really big when the part requires it, and he does currently play a role that kinda looks like Barbossa in the National Geographic series Barkskins. Commodore Norrington, originally played by Jack Davenport, ended up resigning from his post and became a washed-up mess, hell-bent on getting revenge against Jack Sparrow. And for a reboot, Douglas Booth would be a great fit. He's good at high-class but slightly quirky roles and could play Norrington's downward spiral really well, and we think ought to be a bigger star than he currently is. Elizabeth's father, Governor Swan, was played by Jonathan Pryce in the original films, and we think with his comedic chops and slightly bumbling acting style, his Brazil co-star Jim Broadbent would be an excellent fit for a recast. Governor Swan isn't particularly the most complex role, so an actor that can bring a lot of personality to the part would be great, and that's something that Broadbent definitely excels at.
I told you, the name's Gibbs, Joshua Me Gibbs. How many times do I have to...
And then there's Jack Sparrow's oldest and closest friend, Gibbs, and if Taika Waititi is gonna be our Jack, there's only one man who should play his grizzled friend, fellow Kiwi Sam Neill. The two have worked together before, and as in Hunt for the Wilder People, he'd be perfectly suited in the curmudgeonly yet supportive role that Kevin McNally originally played. So that's our take. There's no real cast info yet on the reboot, but we'd love to see some of these actors take up a pirate's life, and we'll be sure to keep you posted on anything that we learn in the future. So keep coming back to Screen Rant for more action. I'm Greg Elliott, thanks for watching, and we'll see you landlubbers later.